Alexa, you're my best friend.
Far too many kids in our community face extreme challenges due to homelessness, abuse, and neglect. Despite the troubles these kids face, we believe in them, believe in giving them the safety and stability they deserve. Your gift on Give to Lincoln Day will help us provide services to meet kids where they're at, while also showing them how far they can go. Please make your gift to Cedars on Give to Lincoln Day.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible. At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
For the second year, the Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion has roared into our state, and the excitement is throttling up. Until June 24th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play and Double Play. Enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 Nebraska winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend, plus a shot at $1 million. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Happy Hump Day. halfway through the week. Hope it's been a good one for you. Welcome into On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. We'll tell you more about Nebco coming up here on the show. But for now, all you need to know, NebcoInc.com. I'm Moss Norman. To my right, Erick Strickland, Megan Walker on the board. Stricky, what you holding up there, my friend?
Well, my guy, the Mill.
The Mill on 11th.
93.7 the ticket combo.
1040 O Street.
We are the Kyrie and Luka and Jaylen
Derek
Brown.
Lively.
And no, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Mm.
That combination is unbeatable. 93.7 the ticket and the Mill combo.
1040 O Street. Get down here. I want to shout out Luke. He's the barista. He's tending things today. Brought us some samples. So, Stricky.
Right here?
Yes, right around the corner there. Hit me with a cheers. You don't have to pass anything because Luke did.
Yeah, I wouldn't have passed it today.
I figured you would have.
Thing in it.
It's iced raspberry mocha, I believe is what he said.
Okay.
On three?
Uno, dos. Oh, dang, you went straight to the get down.
Okay, well, yeah.
Okay.
3.
Ooh. What's it called?
What do you say? An iced raspberry mocha, I want to say.
My gosh.
The raspberry is subtle, but it gets you a little bit.
Knocks off the mocha.
Is smooth.
Mm-hmm. But you got chocolate.
Well done.
You got chocolate
well
on
done.
the backside.
A little chocolate on the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
We need to add this with something with Thirsty Thursday.
Hey, they do have their coffee and cream cold brew ale, which we can vouch for. We had it when they were first demoing it. Oh, that is so good. So if you need a refresher, a patio pounder, such as it were, coffee and cream ale, go sit out on our patio. That's right. We have one. You can watch, you can listen, you can sip, all right here at 1040 O Street. And then we also want to shout out Chubb's, Soulful Cocina. Strick, you're hitting some chicken. I see some mac and cheese. I see some fries, some beans, some greens in back. It's all there.
Yeah.
60-second-ish? And Havelock, it's out there on Havelock. You can't miss it. I believe on the south side of the road. He delivered yesterday as well. Chicken, ribs, greens, mac and cheese, beans. Soulful Cocina. Hit him up.
I see you didn't give me a text message. I see how you do it.
I didn't know it was coming until late in the show, by which time you were still remote. Because guess you never came down yesterday. Guess who had flight troubles? Guess who had a crew member missing? Also, though, to be fair, I did see those winds from Dallas yesterday. Tricky, that plane was not sitting still.
I took a picture of it. It's a delay.
You did.
My boy.
You did. It's true.
Austin is my boy.
It's true. Your boy is my boy because you're my boy. Yeah. That's how it works. Let's take a little bit of an early break here. Let Tricky get some eating in. We'll call up Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Quick recap of the Big Ten baseball tournament. Nebraska wins it for the first time in school history. They reward a trip to Stillwater, a familiar opponent for the Huskers. We'll break down that regional with Evan and plenty more when we get back to On the Block. Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If you've been putting off your health, what are you waiting for? The Summer 10-Week Challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is exactly what you need to kickstart your wellness. Farrell's gives you all the tools, coaching, support, and accountability you need to be successful. The 10-Week Challenge begins on June 8th, and monthly payments are now available. Head to fxblincoln.com for all the details. Stop taking your health for granted and get started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Does it seem like your clothes dryer doesn't dry like it used to? It may not be your dryer. It may be your dryer vent. When the vent becomes obstructed, it drastically reduces the efficiency of your dryer. Even worse, it can be a fire hazard. Here's the simple solution. Call Bryant. Bryant will thoroughly clean the vent and show you the before and after results. Call 467-1111. Keep your dryer operating efficiently and your home safe. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's truck month at Koppel, and we want to sell them all. Choose between 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list price. Yes, you heard right. That's 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list on select new GMC and Chevrolet inventory. So please make that money-saving drive to Koppel in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for that if you're hosting? Fear's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and to close out a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you throw a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Taste of Spring Beer, Spirits, and Wine Festival on Saturday, June 1st from 4 to 7 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, spirits, and wine tasting at Charles Park near downtown. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block. It's 2:30 on a Wednesday, which means we go to our VIP line brought to you by Aloe Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. We welcome in Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Lots to get to in Husker baseball land, and we'll start with this. Evan, I am sitting in a different seat, but in the very same studio that I came to you last week decrying Nebraska baseball's pitching rotation, the lack of usage of Brett Sears in game one, a game that Nebraska got run ruled in. But here I am. I have to claim it. I have to wear it. I have to own it. I was wrong. Nebraska wins 5 more games. They win the tournament. I should have listened to you before I went off on my screed. You were right. You told me to pump the brakes. You said it sets up okay. This is why we have you on.
Well, yeah, I mean, let that be a lesson to everybody. No, I mean, they did. They had some arms in there who needed to perform, and who knew if they were going to actually come through and do it. But I mean, you had 5 straight games of really high leverage, high quality pitching. I mean, I think everyone knew Sears and Mason McConaughey would be good, but then Will Walsh goes complete game, and Drew Christo does what he does, and Jackson Brockett goes 8. So, like, if you have guys that are doing that, things are going to turn out pretty well. And what a week it was in Omaha. I felt especially good for the fans that they could show up. The weather was great. They could celebrate with the team. Just a really cool moment for the program that hasn't had in Nebraska, just in front of people that support it in a long time.
You mentioned that moment for the program, despite being, maybe the biggest baseball, maybe not the biggest, maybe that's a little arrogant, but we know Nebraska takes baseball more seriously than a lot of Big Ten schools do. Not like Nebraska hasn't been without opportunities to win in Omaha since they joined the Big Ten or win the conference tournament wherever it's been held. What makes it so important for the program to finally win one, and what makes it so important that it was this year?
Well, I just think about, the early 2000s when Nebraska was hosting regionals and going to the College World Series. Like, people of a certain age, like, those were big deals. And when you grow up with that kind of an experience, like, it's easy to continue to follow the program because you remember how fun it can be. And then you think out, especially over the Big Ten era, a decade plus, Nebraska's had some okay moments. They've made regionals, but they've always played them on the road. They've won a couple Big Ten regular season titles, but they clinched those on the road in front of like 300 people in a visiting venue. And so you just haven't had that big moment. Nebraska's had a couple Big Ten tournament finals appearances against Indiana and then in 2019 against Ohio State, but they hadn't had a chance to dogpile. They haven't had a chance to, do the high fives with fans around the edge of a field after a major victory. I just kind of felt like that's what it was on a really beautiful Sunday afternoon on Memorial Day weekend, where people just didn't want to leave. They wanted to stay and celebrate, and the players wanted to stay on the field and talk and just soak it in. And so, like, I think it just kind of, to me, represented maybe a chance at some core memories for the next generation, people that don't maybe remember those 2000s teams and what that meant. And so, like, if you get a taste of how fun it can be in the postseason, that's when you can really get some momentum as a program, and interest picks up, and people show out and all the rest. So I just kind of felt like that was the value, or at least part of the value of this week, because, again, Nebraska didn't need to win the Big Ten tournament to go to the NCAAs this week. But I do think they made a lot of memories and built a lot of momentum with what they were able to do.
Evan Bland, Erick Strick here. How are you today, my friend? Good to hear from you.
What's going on?
Good. Strictly's going to jump in this conversation today because we've talked extensively about what this team looked like, what things they needed to add, the losses. And when you look at this team on paper, they look solid, right? We always were wondering what was going to happen with pitching. But you see a team that dealt with midweek adversities, that had some ups and downs, had losses that they probably shouldn't have had in the past, probably with some disappointments there, and now they pull this off. They could have easily went in the tank. What does it tell you about this team? Because, I'm talking about losing early in the Big Ten. There was high expectations for that. And then what does it say about this team, Evan, when you go through those types of adversities and you able to pull this off? What is the next step for them going into regional?
Well, I think what it says
mentally, I mean, Evan, you know what I mean? Like, what's their mental? Yeah. Because it's a crossroad moment, and I'm not trying to lead you, but I just really want you to understand the context, because you could go, I've been there. You can go into it, the NCAA's on a super high, or you can come in there super focused. Like, is this team ready for that? That's really kind of where I'm going with that question.
Right. Well, first of all, I think this is an extremely resilient team, and that doesn't mean it's an extremely dominant team. It means that when they do have adversity, they are able to bounce back really well. And I think you look at that by the fact that they only lost 2 weekends all season, but they only swept like 2 or 3 weekends as well, which means they won a ton of 2 out of 3, and they would maybe have a tough loss in there, and they would bounce back, and it wouldn't snowball. And they only had as many as a 3-game losing streak twice. It never hit 4. You talk about the midweek struggles. Typically, they bounced back well from those and won the next game, and it didn't carry over. And so, I think that's one of the best traits of this team. We saw that firsthand, obviously, in Omaha, where you get run ruled. You don't even lose. You get run ruled in your opener in front of essentially a home crowd at Schwab Field, and they respond by winning 5 straight elimination games. So, like, it's an extremely resilient team, I think, in that regard. But yeah, I mean, you're right, Strick. Like, when you dogpile on a Sunday and you get your NCAA tournament assignment the next day, like, that's a quick mind shift from, man, that was a ton of fun, we did it, to, hey, there's still a lot of work left to do. Now, I think the value of the Big Ten tournament for Nebraska this year was big, and not because it improved their seeding. I think if they'd gone 0-2 last week, they still would have been a regional 2 seed somewhere. But I think when you win 5 straight in a setting like that, it's almost like you just caught up to these other programs in terms of postseason experience. Like, you look at Florida, they've been at the tournament 16 years in a row. Oklahoma State, 11 years in a row. Nebraska hadn't been in a couple of years. They have one player, Kyle Perry, is the only one who's had any regional experience for Nebraska on that roster. And so the way that they were able to close that gap last week by playing in front of big crowds, playing elimination games, figuring out who they can trust, like, all of that is extremely valuable just to show this team that they can do it, right? Like, the opposite would be the team that they're playing. Florida goes one and done at the SEC tournament. They're going to have not played for 10 days by the time they take the field in Stillwater. So that was a team that was worrying about its postseason setup at home, training kind of behind the scenes. Nebraska was on the field making memories and kind of figuring out, who can do what. So I think from that standpoint, it really does set them up well, because it makes next week's moment not too big. They've been through something very similar. Now they're in the tournament. And as long as you're not kind of resting on your laurels and what you've already accomplished, I mean, I kind of like the momentum they have right now.
Before we get back into regionals, Evan, 2 players quickly to mention from the Big Ten tournament. First of all, Josh Caron, not an all Big Ten performer, then goes out and has the most home runs in a single Big Ten tournament. Is he as good as gone? Was this postseason run be the last we see of him in a Husker uniform, more than likely?
Yeah, I think so. And he was going to be gone anyway. Like, he was pretty high on a lot of draft charts. I mean, he's just extremely durable. He's caught almost every game for Nebraska this year. He's had good numbers anyway. But yeah, I mean, when you have the week that you have, and you hear about kind of his evolution as a leader too, he's really invested more in the pitching staff, which I think has helped them in that regard. He's come out more as a vocal leader. Just an example of a guy who has developed as a person, as a player. I would imagine it's just a safe bet that he's going to be with a pro organization here in a couple of months. Nebraska's got commitments from some younger catchers, I think high school and junior college, so they're anticipating that as well.
And then Gabe Swanson, and played in less than 30 games coming into the Big Ten tournament, has the week of his life, really. Did anyone see this coming from Gabe Swanson?
No, I don't think Gabe saw it coming from Gabe Swanson either. I mean, there were little clues like, Will Bolt said maybe he saw something during an inter-squad scrimmage a month ago when Swanson homered against one of Nebraska's pitchers, and Gabe said maybe he felt something during the last regular season series at Michigan State when he hit a ball to the wall and right. So they kind of felt like maybe things were picking up a little bit, but I mean, just the way that he performed all week, I think it was huge for him, but I think it was also really huge for the offense, because we've talked about this on your show before, where like, this is an offense that can set up innings, but it's been hard at times for them to knock them down. Like, they can get guys on base. They're pretty good with stolen bases and hitting runs and advancing the runners, but sometimes they just haven't had that big hit to drive in guys. And so, like, not only is it big because Swanson's talented in his own right, but it's exactly what this offense has needed, getting guys in after they've gotten on. And so, what a cool week for him, a guy who was all Big Ten a year ago, and then essentially loses his spot because he put too much pressure on himself and didn't perform this year. And I think his ninth inning go-ahead double was one of the cooler moments I've seen covering Nebraska baseball, where it goes full count and the crowd's on its feet, and like, you just knew everyone was anticipating a big moment. And for him to deliver in that spot, I mean, that's the stuff of goosebumps and the stuff of championships. And so what a week for him. And obviously, if he can continue that, that's going to be a big X factor in Stillwater.
You mentioned the offense for Nebraska. It plays one way at Charles Schwab Field in downtown Omaha. O'Brate down in Stillwater plays completely differently. How does Nebraska's offense handle the change in venue from a big park at the Big Ten tournament to what's commonly described as a launching pad down in Stillwater?
Yeah, it's gotten that reputation for sure. I mean, Oklahoma State's been a host the last 2 years, and people remember regional scores of like 29-15 and 15-12, and just ridiculous numbers. Locals down there say when the wind starts blowing out of the south this time of year, it really does help the ball carry. So I don't know what Nebraska can necessarily do differently to adjust to the park. I think you got to have your guys be the guys that they've been all year. I mean, if Brett Sears goes out and does what he's done with his 4 to 5 pitches and elite command, like that's going to be enough. And same thing with Mason McConaughey and on down the line. Maybe Nebraska will have to score a little bit more potentially. And it probably does play to Florida's advantage a little bit. I mean, the Gators have their flaws, but one of them is not hitting for power. If you're Nebraska, obviously you want to limit those to solo shots or just curtail them altogether. But it's probably going to be a different dynamic, you're right, than it was at Schwab Field, where the outfield's a little bit bigger, the field's positioned differently. Those fly balls are probably going to be a little bit less forgiving this week.
And then Nebraska's pretty familiar with Oklahoma State when it comes to postseason play. 2014, they were number 2 in Stillwater. Never actually ended up seeing Oklahoma State. Saw them in 2016. Lost to them in the first game of that regional. Then again in 2019 down in what was the Stillwater Regional, being played in Oklahoma City, of course. Do you like how the NCAA tournament does the baseball tournament more geographically than the true S-curve compared to like March Madness? Is that why Nebraska keeps getting matched up with Oklahoma State? And really, is it better for Nebraska to see Oklahoma State as compared to like, another Trev Alberts Bowl at Texas A&M?
Yeah, I don't know that fans were ready to go to have another Aggies connection there. And it wasn't just the Alberts Bowl. That would have been a return to College Station for Will Bolt, who was an assistant there, and for Rob Childress, who the pitching coach in Nebraska, who was the head coach there for like 16 years. So, when you get to this point in the season, you want the games to be about the games, more than stuff like that. And yeah, to answer your other question, a lot of it is geography based. They want to, the selection committee wants to keep it regional if they can, when they can. It doesn't always work that way, right? Nebraska went to Oregon State in 2017. That wasn't anything resembling regional, but I would imagine you're going to see a good amount of fans from Lincoln, Omaha, or wherever drive down to Stillwater, old Big 12 country, and check it out. I mean, they certainly did in 2019, and it was a great time. And, I think that was maybe one of the misconceptions of that 21 regional team that went to number 1 Arkansas was people thought, well, does that mean Nebraska is really the worst 2 seed? And really, no, that was not the case. It was just that geographically made sense. And so I think the draw is actually pretty favorable for Nebraska. I mean, Oklahoma State's a solid team, but they were a fringe national seed before they won the Big 12 tournament this last week. So I like that draw. And then you look at the other side, it's the number 6 Clemson regional over there. And, obviously Nebraska has to go out and earn it, and it won't be easy, but this is not going to Lexington. This is not going to Tennessee. Like, this is something where I think you can make a case that Nebraska could do some damage this weekend.
Evan, safe travel. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tricky.
One last thing. With that in mind, Evan, before you go, how do you think the rotation, or how do they play this with regards to the pitching of what they just saw, what's rested? How do you view it? Who do you see kind of taking it, the reins and taking the ball on the mound and so forth and so on throughout that region?
Well, I think they're going to set it up the way they have a lot of the year. I think Brett Sears is going to be ready to go. I mean, he just threw that one inning on Sunday, but he'll have plenty of rest and be ready to face Florida. And then, you'll go Mason McConaughey, who's been their Saturday guy on Saturday. He's fully rested too after the week. And then after that, you'll probably play matchups a little bit if you're still alive at that point. I mean, you could go Will Walsh, you could go back to Drew Christo, though I imagine they'll probably use him out of the bullpen in one of the first 2 games. And then, of course, you got Jackson Brockett, who has shown he can be really good when he's on too. So, that's 5 potential starters right there. We saw them all in Omaha last week. Probably the one thing that you'd say, like, you'd love Nebraska to have would be that lockdown closer. The guy that you just know kind of after 8 innings, it's over, like they had with Spencer Schwellenbach a few years ago. I don't know that they necessarily have that, but they believe in Jalen Worthley. He's been really good at times, and they have a number of other guys who've had saves. So I think they'll match it up, but you're going to start with Sears and McConaughey, and then you'll, I guess, kind of reassess and look at matchups after that.
Hey, speaking of Schwellenbach making his MLB debut today, does he go 5 and qualify for a win potentially?
Hey, it's not the worst debut opportunity. I mean, the Nationals are no world beaters. You're playing in Atlanta. That's going to be a fun game, and he's tearing it up in the minors. Like, the thing that he did at Nebraska that was so good was the command. Like, he didn't walk anybody, high strikeout rate. Like, that'll play in the majors. It's going to be fun to see what he can do. And you don't see a lot of guys get called up straight from AA the way that Spencer Schwellenbach just did. So the Braves like him. It's a quality organization. And if you got that MLB.TV package, then that might be a good one to dust it out and check it out.
Who's the next Husker to make their MLB debut? Is it Cade Povich or Emmett Olson then?
Oh, I would think Povich. Yeah, I mean, he's been doing really well at AAA, and I think the Orioles kind of already have a need for him anyway. I think Olson's still at maybe single A in the Marlins organization. I haven't checked in a while. They
need to get their mind right. Too. Tell them to get their mind right. Marlins, you need to step up like you should have did with Stricky. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to go Povich, but hey, it's a nice little run here. You got Jake Myers up there, Aaron Bummers in the majors right now.
With the Braves,
Matt Waldron had a great outing last night. He struck out 8, the old Omaha West Side grad. So, like, they're having a nice little surge right now in the majors.
We'll definitely keep our eyes on that. Evan, safe travels to Stillwater. You're going to beat us there. Save us the spot. We'll see you down there in a couple days.
See you down there, Austin. Thanks, guys.
That's Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald with us here on our VIP line, brought to you by Aloe Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service
with
local heart. Stricky, we're at Cedars tomorrow. So you know what we're doing today?
What's up?
Shootout.
Oh,
it's a Wednesday. We're switching up a little bit. Stricky's back. Hey, from the Aloe VIP line to the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. Call now. Take on Strick. If you win, $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings is yours. We'll play the game show to wrap up hour 1 of On the Block next.
Far too many kids in our community face extreme challenges due to homelessness, abuse, and neglect. Despite the troubles these kids face, we believe in them. Believe in giving them the safety and stability they deserve. Your gift on Give to Lincoln Day will help us provide services to meet kids where they're at, while also showing them how far they can go. Please make your gift to Cedars on Give to Lincoln Day.
If you've been putting off your health, what are you waiting for? The Summer 10-Week Challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is exactly what you need to kickstart your wellness. Farrell's gives you all the tools, coaching, support, and accountability you need to be successful. The 10-week challenge begins on June 8th, and monthly payments are now available. Head to fxblincoln.com for all the details. Stop taking your health for granted and get started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
With laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds and an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. See an afternoon high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And electrical.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure, I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
I'm Dave Osted. And I'm Ryan Osted. Every golfer will get value from being custom fit. The truth is, the higher handicappers will get more value from being custom fit than the low handicappers.
It's changed so much since my dad started the business in 1963. We now have hundreds of thousands of dollars in technology, and we know exactly what the spin rate is, what the launch angle is. We encourage you to bring your current clubs in now, and we can compare it. And guys walk out of the store knowing that the purchase they just made is going to give them 21 more yards off the tee box. Play better, have fun, and shop Osted's.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Play ball! Looking for the ultimate change-up from the typical family night? How about a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers? Then unleash the fun at Haymarket Park with an action-packed, thrilling season of Salt Dogs baseball. Choose from 50 home games now through August with daily and weekly specials your whole pack can enjoy, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the magic and the excitement. Strike three, you're out! Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today. Unleash the fun.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
That's right. We're playing the Shootout with Strick 2 days in a row. Yesterday was the Shootout with Rico. It went very poorly. Rico went 1 for 4, Stricky. It was not even shaky. It was just bad.
No bueno.
It was just. It was
he didn't represent.
No. Bellevue West just owns him.
Yeah.
They list him at Bellevue East right now. That's how bad it was.
He went from a Thunderbird to a Chieftain.
He did. Just like that. 402-464-5685 to play. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings is yours if you win. Speaking of Buffalo Wings and Rings, shout out to them providing the wings for the Hot Ones Challenge last night. Megan, you partook. You made it. You're here today. How'd it go?
I'm surviving. It was definitely an experience. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but I went through it. I accomplished it. I heard I did better than the people that have done it here, so I feel very great.
You weren't alone. How would you rank the participants in order of how they handled it?
So we had Nick Bryant, who's a track athlete. He was struggling afterwards. He was looking like he was just powering through it during the show, and afterwards he was struggling walking. He was struggling just moving. So yeah, don't let looks perceive you. Chancellor Brewington, man, did he go through it last night? But yeah, the man was crying. It was very emotional. And then we had another football player. And
how far did they go?
We went all the way to 10.
We did
all of it. Yeah.
No bueno. 5.
We're D1 athletes. We don't quit.
Y'all could have called me a sucker and everything. I would only went to 5.
Yeah, it was definitely a great experience.
That's awesome. Appreciate you for sharing your experience. Let's go to our Honda of Lincoln hotline. Let's welcome in Gage on the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Gage, how are you this afternoon?
Good. How are you doing?
We are doing well. Are you familiar with the rules of the shootout?
12 gauge.
Yeah, for the most part.
Perfect. Hold on the line. We'll get Stricky his questions first.
12 gauge is trying to shoot his shot today. No, he ain't shooting that shot. Yeah. Clock it. Yeah. Double barrel. Let's go.
We'll see. Okay. Stricky's questions first. Gage's questions second. Strick, your round starts in 3, 2, and 1. He led the 1999 San Antonio Spurs in assists per game. Avery Johnson or Antonio Daniels?
Avery Johnson.
Yep. He led the 2001 Los Angeles Lakers in assists per game. Derek Fisher or Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant.
It was Kobe. He led the 2017 Cleveland Cavaliers in three-point percentage. Kyle Korver or James Jones?
Korver.
It was Korver. And he led the 2017 Golden State Warriors in rebounds per game.
Who?
2017 Warriors rebounds per game.
Draymond Green.
It was not Draymond.
No!
It was Kevin Durant. KD led those Warriors teams in rebounding.
That was a Freudian slip. That's what I meant.
Well, you said Draymond.
I
It's
meant
on the air.
KD, man.
You didn't say KD.
That's unbelievable. You cheating me today.
I ain't cheating you.
Oh, shoot.
Gage, 3 to tie, 4 more to win. You ready for your round?
I'm ready.
Okay, your round starts in 3, 2, and 1. He led the 1999 San Antonio Spurs in points per game. David Robinson or Tim Duncan?
Robinson.
It was Duncan. He led the 01 Lakers in points per game. Shaq or Kobe?
Jack.
It was Kobe. He led the 2017 Warriors in assists per game. Draymond Green or Steph Curry?
Draymond.
It was Draymond. And he led the 2017 Cavs in rebounds per game.
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson is the guess. We'll let it count down. Keeps Stricky on the edge of his seat. Keeps Stricky on the edge of his seat.
LeBron?
Kevin Love!
Oh!
Stricky wins. Stricky wins. So close, despite not getting Kevin Durant. Stricky, go play your music. Adobe, the champ is here. Play button. Give that man his music. There we go. There we go. Gage, a valiant effort. Thank you for playing. Try again next time.
Thank you.
know what it is.
The 12 gauge was empty today, Stricky.
Hey. Hey, you know
That man
what?
hype. What?
I was at the gym today.
Yeah?
And that song came on, so I knew it was going to happen.
Dang.
I knew it was going to happen. That
It
song
came down
came
to the
on.
last
I was
question.
lifting some weights and getting it in. And then Jada came on and gave me all the inspiration I needed. We good.
Shout out Jadakiss. How about
Way
that?
to come back into the studio and get a win, but obviously Megan ain't on point. You know, she's supposed to play my music.
We threw something new on her.
You
She
didn't play
handled
my
it
music.
fine. She handled it.
Give
You
me my
got your
theme
music.
music.
You got your music. You good. So yeah, Kevin Love ends up like a rebound and a half ahead of Tristan Thompson for the year. Okay, so we give the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings away with the tiebreaker question. Texter number... Shirky, what's a good number for today?
Texture number, I need some grace in my life. 5.
Texter number 5. Over, under, or push? Strick's answer to this question. How many games did the 99 Spurs, 2001 Lakers, and 2017 Warriors combine to lose in their postseason championship runs? 3 teams, 3 titles. Just looking at the postseason. How many
what
games
teams
did they
were it
lose?
again?
1999 Spurs, 2001 Lakers, and 2017 Warriors.
Okay.
All champions.
Cancel, divide the 1 by 2, bam, times 2.
So you just
teams
get back to 1.
Went to the final. Boom. Yeah. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready for the number.
2 of those teams, I think, were sweeps.
Okay. No,
They-
the entire time. The
I
entire
know,
run. Okay.
but they were part of the. I think 2 of those teams were part of the 6-0 crew. So I know you're trying to. I think you're trying to throw something at me. I'm pretty sure 2 of those teams were part of the 6-0 crew. Couple sweeps. We gonna say throughout the whole playoffs.
Whole playoffs. 1999 playoffs, 2001 playoffs, 2017 playoffs.
We gonna say 5 again.
Tricky says 5. Over, under, or push. 5 combined losses for those 3 teams. Let us know on our Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. We'll give the chicken away, the stricken away. We'll get into Trev Albert's comments on the state of college athletics. Is it a revenue problem or an expenses problem? Then we'll dive into the NBA. All ahead, hour 2 of On the Block.
Get it.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care.
93.7 The Ticket.
If you've been putting off your health, what are you waiting for? The summer 10-week challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is exactly what you need to kickstart your wellness. Farrell's gives you all the tools, coaching, support, and accountability you need to be successful. The 10-week challenge begins on June 8th, and monthly payments are now available. Head to fxblincoln.com for all the details. Stop taking your health for granted and get started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
I'm Dave Osted. And I'm Ryan Osted. Every golfer will get value from being custom fit. The truth is, the higher handicappers will get more value from being custom fit than the low handicappers.
It's changed so much since my dad started the business in 1963. We now have hundreds of thousands of dollars in technology, and we know exactly what the spin rate is, what the launch angle is. We encourage you to bring your current clubs in now, and we can compare it. And guys walk out of the store knowing that the purchase they just made is going to give them 21 more yards off the tee box. Play better, have fun, and shop Osted's.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds. An afternoon high around 80. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. See an afternoon high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
Old School with DP and J.
Thurman Thomas and Bruce set me up like, what are you going to do? You know, and we've been in the playoffs, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go kick it, you know, just go home and relax. So they were like, nah, you need to train all the way through the Super Bowl. And I'm like, why? But he said, you want to make sure that your body's always conditioned to go to the final day. But I think the Timberwolves are flat out of gas mentally, which then has them physically looking to step slow.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is on the block with Stricken Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Stricken Austin.
Hour 2 of a Wednesday edition of On the Block, brought to you by NEBCO. NEBCO's operations span the state of Nebraska, supply the construction industry with materials needed to construct buildings, streets, and highways since 1908. They're a fourth-generation family-owned and operated business with over 1,200 employees in 26 companies throughout Nebraska. Ready-mix drivers and constructors, part of the NEBCO family, are hiring. 3 websites you can check out: nebcoinc.com, constructorslincoln.com, or readymixedconcrete.com. I'm Austin Norman, joined by Erick Strickland, Megan Walker on. Yeah, Erick Strickland, the walk-on. Megan Walker running the board.
The NARP.
That's me. I'm the NARP in here. And I wear that badge with pride. We have the Stricken to give away. Brad from Baldwin, you are the winner with the under. Stricky said 5 losses for the 99 Spurs, 01 Lakers, and 17 Warriors. The answer was 4. 99 Spurs lost 1 in the first round to Minnesota and dropped 1 to the Knicks. The Lakers dropped 1 to the 76ers, and the Warriors dropped 1 to the Cavs. So each team lost once in the finals, and that was just about it. Good guess, Stricky.
The
you were on
champ
it.
is here. Hey, listen, my mind is clear. You ever seen that movie?
Milk coffee.
You ever seen that? Yeah. There's a movie out here, and I just want to know, do we got something else to give away or no?
Yeah, we have Lincoln Celtics tickets June 4th through June 9th. Pick your day, 4 tickets and a parking pass.
Bet. Here's the thing. I want you to name this movie. If you can name this movie, then yeah.
By the end of the segment,
if you're the third person, we ain't gonna make you go. If you're the third person to name this movie, if nobody gets it, then it'll be the first person that got it. Okay, here we go. This movie, because he talked about my mind. He spoke about the clarity of my mind. This movie said this. The person in this movie said, "This here place is clear." So I'm talking about my mind. My mind's clear. My mind's clear. But the person on the movie said, "This here place is clear." Just like that. If you get it, however, it's an old movie, so some of you young bucks may not get it. It's an older movie. I was a young man when that movie came out. But if you do get it, I would love to see it. Man, somebody already got it. I freaking love y'all, man. Y'all be knowing y'all stuff.
Which one?
7072. 70. You know what? Somebody said, you know what? Rocco, I think that wasn't it though. Because I think there was, no, I don't think Ace Ventura had nothing like that. But not Scooter. Who had it? 7072. Tickets for you. The Milkman hit it. And it was Poltergeist. The lady came in there. She was an exorcism. And you was in the right Thunder Knot College. You was in the right zone. It was kind of and she was a shorty doo-wop. She was probably about 4'2". Little lady. She wasn't an Oompa Loompa, but Loompa Doompa Dee Doo. I got a thing special for you. Oompa Doompa Doopa Dee Dee. What a great day today. She has no clue. Megan has no clue.
Megan's embarrassed to be in the room right now.
But listen, shout out to you. It was Poltergeist. It was a little lady. She came in there. There was this thing haunting the house, and it took the baby, and she thought she cleared the room. And she thought wrong. Shout out. Good tickets for Milkman. 4 tickets and a parking pass. How we gonna give them to the Milkman? He got to come in here and get them, right?
Swing by, pick them up.
Yeah.
That's simple. Let us know you won. Let us know your date from June 4th to June 9th. And we will continue giving Salt Ducks tickets away here throughout the week. 464-5685. We're going to jump into some college athletics headlines. Strick, I saw this, and it caught my attention, not just because it was Trev Alberts, but because I think he makes an astute point. Trev Alberts at the SEC spring meetings said this. We've just always had enough increasing revenue to overcome dumb expenses. I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it again. We don't have a revenue problem in college athletics. We have an expense problem.
Well, don't we have that in government too? What is it about when the money keeps coming in, it keeps getting raked in? Like outside of being a foundation has to spend the money, right? But for-profits don't have to.
No.
We're going to Cedars tomorrow. Like we're going to hook up Cedars, and we broke records last year, and it was across the board a great day for Lincoln, just all the wonderful investments into the community that came through. They got to spend the money. So
give
when
to
you see
Lincoln.com, select Cedars.
Yeah. When you see the projects in works, they've got to spend it. You know, they obviously have their budgets. So when you have a for-profit, I mean, why are we always looking to just spend the money? I mean, even at home, I think sometimes I'd be looking at myself like, dang, I didn't have to do that this weekend, but I wanted to go to the Mavs game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good thing you got connections, right?
Man, shout out to Nico Harris, my boy. Shout out to him. Man, they talked him up yesterday during the game. They basically they told him just a wonderful guy.
Flowers.
I mean, a lot. He said, but this is the thing about relationships throughout the game. Nico being a former Nike, top level guy for Nike.
We gave tickets to an Adidas guy.
I'm not an Adidas guy.
You were in Nebraska.
Negative. No, we weren't.
What
we
were
were
you?
Nike. When I was in Nebraska, we were Nike.
Really?
Yeah. We changed. We were Nike early. So
Yeah.
you're right. We changed to
Adidas when you were still there.
second.
I was going to say.
But you're right. Yeah. But we started Nike. So anyway, but he was Kobe Bryant's, personal Nike guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And RIP Kobe.
He's doing a better job than Pelinka was.
I would have to agree. But he said he knew Kyrie since he was a teenager. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he was in on some of the stuff that was going on with him with Nike but he knew something that others didn't. That's the thing I'd be talking about with recruiting. You know, if you're going to deal with this NIL generation and time, you can't just be in the talent. You can't just look at what he's done on the court, maybe some off the court issues or off the field issues. You got to kind of start looking at intangibles. I venture to say, I think college universities need to start having psychological tests. And I don't know if they do.
Like SAW?
Huh? No.
I was gonna say,
SAW's dangerous. SAW, you walk in the room shaky.
Shaky.
No, like they do in the combine.
Like the S2? Sort
of? Something to allow you to be able to look beyond the surface. Because I can walk into a room in an interview or talking to you on the phone and, just like guys talk to their girlfriends before they date them and they sell them the dream, and girlfriends tell their boyfriends about how much they love them, and, they got the sidekick going over there. It happens all around us. But I've always said in recruiting, there's 5 folk that say they love you. He loves somebody top, but he ain't telling you. You could be 5, and they think you think you're number 1. By the way they have the conversation. So I think there needs to be something, because I think there's some character things you can find out about somebody. I think there's some heart things you can find. I think you put situational tests. How would you have done? I want to know.
Make it more like an interview.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there because if I'm investing money in you, I need to know. I need to know,
So are you saying the schools should be doing this, or the collectives should be doing this?
Right now, it's the collectives who probably do it the most. I think they need to. But see, that's the thing. The collectives is just like what you just read off with Trav. The collectives are like, it ain't our money, let's go. They like government. They don't really care. Do they care if they win or lose? Not really. That's why I'm not against it going to the universities, because I think they'll be a little bit more frugal. I think there'll be some more guardrails put in place. I think they just won't be like James Harden at the strip club making it rain. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now it's a lot of raining going on, and it ain't raining. There ain't no clouds outside.
Not a cloud in the sky here in the 402. Again,
So, I don't know, I'm just
1040
throwing it
O
out there.
Street. Yeah, I get you. But to that point, too, schools spend a lot on recruiting. And that's where I think it's different than the pro game because they're drafts, right? In the pros. So, yeah, you have to have good facilities. You have to make sure players are happy. But I would wager that one of these dumb expenses is spending so much in recruiting in a facilities arms race. There's so many college facilities that, at least from the outside, seem like they're at least as good, if not even better, than pro facilities. Hundreds of millions of dollars every 10, 15, maybe 20 years is really the lifespan anymore of any complex. So every 10, 15, 20 years, there's hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
And the little guy can't compete.
Right. Because even if they're getting more money, they're not getting it as quickly as like an Ohio State. So even if they're, still going up, Ohio State's a straight line, essentially, in terms of revenue. Big Ten, SEC schools, obviously, at the front of that, which is where, too.
Does that have to do with enrollment? Like, you understand?
Well, Nebraska's bringing in the same amount of money Ohio State is from the Big Ten.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's like a crapshoot, right? It's like the more the more times you throw the dice, the more opportunities you are to hit. Meaning, you're more likely to hit a millionaire, billionaire.
Well, I'm sure that's part of it.
Because you got more people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
Now,
that to me, I think, is the fair part of it. Right.
Okay.
I would rather it be up to that lottery, that game of chance. Hey, if you train millionaires and you get them to give you some of their money, cool. Use it for whatever you want. I tend to think that the majority of those donations still go to academics. You'll have some big, athletic boosters as well. To me, the problem is the money that athletic departments bring in, obviously more and more of it is going to start going to student athletes, which is great, right? That's not going to be a dumb expense. That's going to be rectifying some wrongs. But
20% of the budget.
At least. I've heard up to 22% is where they're thinking of capping it. But then what do you do with the other 78%? Obviously, you have to pay staff. That's not just, upper level. It's
you need to add
all the
staff,
way down. You need to add staff, right? More bodies typically helps. But on the flip side of that, administrative bloat is definitely real, right? You can have too many administrators, too many cooks in the kitchen.
So there's a lot of pork in the kitchen.
I think there's a
lot of fat.
I think there's a lot of back fat in the kitchen, right? Not enough bacon, not enough pork shoulder sometimes. I think head coaching salaries are out of control.
Facts.
What if you tied those to a percentage of the cap? You have X percent of your annual budget to spend on coaches. Like Kirby Smart, probably worth $13 million. But I don't want this to come across as I'm begrudging Kirby Smart his money, or Dabo Swinney up at $11 million, or Matt Rule at the $8 or $9 million.
Yeah, we're not turning this into Venezuela type of socialism.
No, not at all. Because there do still have to be those fair free market principles in place, right? It's a competitive advantage if you're able to pay more. But at some point, don't we want to try to rein that in and say, hey, instead of spending $15 million to get your head coach, because there's going to be a head coach in the next 5 years that breaks $15 million.
Shout out T. Hit him for 70 million stats.
How about it?
I ain't mad at him. One of the top in the league. Okay, shout out. Good on you, T. Go get it.
Right. But what if you tied?
Just pass on the cookie. No, I'm just
the cookie belcher?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So you thought I was talking about me, didn't you? Tell the truth.
No.
Okay.
You said cookies. You said cookies, so I said cookie belcher.
I mean,
simple word association.
If Fred Hoiberg is looking for a good liaison between the NIL people, Stricky might be available.
Stricky might be available. Is that so? Okay?
Know.
Okay.
Never know.
Clip it. Throw it out there into the universe.
You never know.
But head coaching salaries are kind of ridiculous in football.
That's a fact.
Football facilities in the hundreds of $1 million that get spent on them. It's cool that they can raise all the money, and if it's from private sources, people that want to put their name on the stadium, that's fine. But to use all the Big Ten and SEC money on stadiums, I don't know if I like that. Right?
WTF.
That should be a big program-altering event. It shouldn't happen, I think, as frequently as we're gotten used to it to. It should take years and years of saving up, of spending wisely, of planning ahead for these schools to be able to make these upgrades. Not, we want to all of a sudden, so here's some capital that appear out of nowhere. It's going up.
Quick question. Is there a difference between the professional leagues and college towns? Because I venture to say this is probably why USC is still in the same freaking stadium that they've been in for since the 60s and 50s, and some upgrades.
Shaky.
But UCLA similar
Mm-hmm.
because you have them big in Staples. Now they're about to build a Clippers facility.
Right.
UNLV hasn't had much of an upgrade
To
now
me-
because they're starting to, they built T-Mobile, obviously for other revenue. But what I'm saying is, do big city universities, are they at a disadvantage compared to small city universities? And do the cities put in a little bit for college, like to build, as opposed to like Kansas City, the city,
got to
has
put a lot on the
proposal.
books to tax.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen for college, right?
I think more of it would come from the state level, right? If you're a land grant university like Nebraska is, it's less about what the city of Lincoln wants to do and more about what the state of Nebraska wants to do. Ohio State, I think, is an example of this as well. State university, it's public, but is Columbus a pro sports town or a college town, right? I think on the one hand, USC, even Miami being private, right? Try to think through some other examples. There's not a lot in Northwestern, maybe.
How do they do it?
But see, I think there's a balance, Strick, because you need the passion and the fire of college town fans. But this day and age of college athletics, you need big town money. But that big town money is probably is less accessible because they're so focused on season tickets for pro sports,
right,
rather than the college team. Because USC is nowhere near the top of the list.
Right.
UCLA basketball, with all its history, nowhere near the top of the list.
Right.
It's
They're
a Lakers
still in
and Dodgers
Poly.
town. Right.
Like after all these years.
Mhm.
I mean, they've probably been playing in Poly since doggone Wooden. I'm just playing.
Yeah, probably.
They're here. I mean,
Yeah.
just some upgrades, but
right.
Yeah, you just don't see it.
Northwestern is an example of that,
Yeah.
right? Private,
Yeah.
a lot of money around there. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage? I don't know. There's a lot there. I think Trev Alberts is onto something, though, and I think we should get back into that at some point. But Kyrie lost his first closeout game yesterday. He was 14-0. Now he's 14-1. How much pressure is on the Mavericks? Was it a last gasp effort by the Timberwolves? We'll get 9-year NBA vet Erick Strickland's thoughts on that when we return to On the Block.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
There are over 1,000 kids in Cedars care today. We're here to ensure that each of them receives safety and stability they deserve. But we need your help. A gift to Cedars will make an immediate impact on Lincoln's kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day, your gift goes even further with the available matching funds. I'm Jim Blue, president of the Cedars organization, and I'm asking you to go to givetolincolnday.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln kids today.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds and an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, with a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. See an afternoon high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Old School with DP and J.
Thurman Thomas and Bruce set me up like, what are you going to do? You know, and we've been in the playoffs, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go kick it, you know, just go home and relax. They were like, nah, you need to train all the way through the Super Bowl. And I'm like, why? But he said, you want to make sure that your body's always conditioned to go to the final day. But I think the Timberwolves are out of gas mentally, which then has them physically looking a step slow.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm a narc.
You a narc? No. Sorry, that's a shaky comment.
No.
Austin Norman, Erick Strickland with you on the block.
I will
Welcome
stand
back.
up. If I see you walk by O Street and do something shaky, I might stand up and say, he did it, Yana. It was him in the black suit walking across the street. He did. I will tell on you.
And we got evidence.
I'll tell
we
on
got
you.
cameras. They're pointed on you. 1040 O Street, if you want to. First person to dance in front of the camera, 4 tickets to the Salt Dogs.
Let's
and a
get
parking pass. How about that?
Yeah,
1040
dance
O Street.
across. Yeah. Dance across or ride a lemon, stop, jump off and do a twerk. And then, no, I'm just.
If you can do, like, those scooters are pretty heavy, all things considered. If you ride, you jump one of the scooters and like flip it around like the professional scooter riders in front of us, 4 tickets to the Salt Dogs.
That deserves 8 because that might be risky. Somebody
2
might
days in a
fall
row.
into the bushes.
Yeah.
with
Are you
that
surprised
maneuver.
we haven't seen any of that
I'm
so far?
surprised we haven't seen any of that. But Stricky, you seen Stricky ride by here a couple
Stricky's
times.
zooming.
I'll be zooming, especially on Thursdays. But we won't be here on Thursday. We'll be in Cedars on Thursday. But
That's
normally
tomorrow,
on
by the way.
Thursdays, That's
6
when
to
I
6.
normally be on the doggone line, going right down the road to my spot.
Speaking of Cedars, last year's project was the carriage house. We had Kristen and Hannah in on Old School yesterday, said they're making really good progress on that. It's about up. This year, if you donate to Cedars, your money, not 50%, not 75%, 100% goes to the new Indoor Activity Center on Cedars campus, 6601 Pioneers Boulevard. That's 1,000 kids being helped every single day at Cedars. You can start early. Give to Lincoln Day is tomorrow, but go to givetolincoln.com. Search for Cedars in the top. Hit give. It's that easy. Ticket fam, you came through last year. We have no doubts that you'll come through again this year. Come see us tomorrow, right? We're giving away prizes. You don't have to donate to win the prizes. Just put your name on a piece of paper, raffling some stuff away. But if you do so feel moved and called to donate, just know 100% goes to Cedars. It's matched by the Lincoln Community Foundation. Carriage House, really close to being done. Was last year's project, the new Indoor Activity Center, this year's project.
And we promise we're not going to be like the NBA lottery. We're not going to be like David Stern.
No
we're not
frozen
gonna put a
envelopes.
mark on it. No frozen envelopes. It ain't going to be nothing like that. It's going to be real. You get an opportunity to win the prize. You don't have to donate, but we would love for you to do so, but you don't have to.
We'd appreciate it. The kids would appreciate it.
We hit our mark.
Yeah. Go team.
Go team. All right, go ahead.
Kyrie Irving, 14-0 in closeout games. Before last night, Stricky, Mavs didn't get it done. They're hopping on that plane. They didn't want to.
We talked about that.
It did. You did. Was this a sign of, hey, Minnesota still got life? Or was this Minnesota backs against the wall, went all out for one game, and they shot the load?
I freaking love the mic up. And it was a mic up on Anthony Edwards. And the mic up, Ant was talking about, they better get us now. He said, they better send us home. Because, if we get one, it was kind of one of those things, right? And then he was talking about not tonight, not tonight. And he played like that, right?
So did Cat in the second half.
Right. Mavs got great shots. They got great looks. And they didn't hit them as they had been hitting them. You needed that from both Cat. But this is where I'm getting to. You need those type of games. Anything less than that, trouble. Unless someone like Naz Reid does what he did in one of those games where he hit 7 threes. Unless something like that happens, then it's going to have to be Towns and it's going to have to be Edwards.
Yeah.
They're still playing the same coverages. This is why Dallas didn't see anything different.
No.
They're still drop covering. But here's where Dallas missed it. Because I watched the game very intently, and I'm watching because you know who was in the game.
Your boy.
Your boy. The referee.
Your boy.
Referee.
Oh, is it Scott Foster?
Scott. See, that's why you my guy. Scott Foster was in the game, so I was kind of like, anytime Tony Brothers and Scott Foster.
Oh, they were in the same game, weren't they?
No, it was the other one. I can't remember his name. Real buff.
Yeah, I
with
can
the
picture
mustache.
him.
It wasn't Tony. I know him, but because he was around when I was around. He was young. He was a young ref when I was playing. But anytime Tony Brothers or Scott Foster, it could be shaky. But I actually was watching the game, and they actually did a pretty good job. And the fouls, like you couldn't say it was a discrepancy thing, because Gobert was in trouble, Towns was in trouble, and Edwards was like, that's where they missed the mark.
It was Foster, Kennedy, and Malloy.
Bill Kennedy. Malloy's shaky. He's shaky too. It was a real shaky crew, but they actually did pretty good. Because Malloy sometimes he, I can't. That's all I can say. Is, but it wasn't bad. Like the fouls they were calling, like it was to me like Minnesota was trying to send themselves home because they were dumb fouls. Like I can understand Edwards being frustrated because he goes on one end, he shoots a floater, it airballs, but he thinks it's a foul. Probably a wrist tap or an elbow tap, something like that.
Because they give you a hand, right? Just not wrist.
Right. It probably was. I was looking at it. I didn't get to see the angle. I wasn't great on it. But because of the air ball, he was frustrated. He goes down, and it's a stupid foul because he's like, they're not calling it on that end. I can understand the psyche. So I'm going to reach, and he reaches, and he fouls, right? That gave him, I think, 3 or 4 in the first half. Like, I'm like, that's dumb. They were all doing that. Cat was doing it. Gobert was doing these little reach for no reasons.
Is that a sign of being tired?
I just think they were. I don't know if they were tired. I can't really say that, but I just think it was the moment, the understanding of what was on the line. Maybe I can do something and get away with it. You know what I mean? We need it, but the fact that Cat stepped up, hit some big shots. They hit some big and hit some crucial shots that preserved the lead. What I think took away the tension was Luka's miss on the 4-point play.
On the free throw? Yeah.
Like, what better way than to tighten a sphincter?
With what, 13 seconds to go?
With 13 seconds, then to have that go down, now it's 2, foul, free throw. Now you got to step up there and
got to hit both.
But came down and great pass, by the way, from what's his name? Kyle Anderson.
Yeah, slow-mo.
Man, to that on the dime, like Dylan Raiola style, for the layup and to just seal the game. So it was good. Of course, I wanted to see that, but let's get into this part of it. It's going to happen. 155-0 teams that have gone 3-0, 155-0. Kyrie was 12-0. But I think they're too much of a veteran to let this happen because it's going to be a takeover. One of them or two of them are going to take over, and nobody's really going to get shots unless they just really have to, which they're going to be mad open. And if you don't hit those, then why are you here?
Right.
It's going to come down to that. So I don't think the Mavs are ripe for it, but I'm going to say that I think it's going to happen in the next 4 years. Here's
something that never yet has happened in NBA history is going to happen in the next 4 years.
I think it may happen in the next 4 or 5 years. And here's why. There's shifts. Decades-long dominations have persisted with KD, LeBron, Steph, those teams, and they got close to it. 3-1.
Right.
Come back. So
well, last year, Boston, Miami went up 3-0.
Took them to 7.
No, Miami went up 3-0. Boston won 3 straight, and then Boston choked Game 7 at home.
Choked. It would have happened. That's what I'm saying. But guess what? How did it happen? Miami is a young, up and coming, not real veteran leader. Great coaching
outside of Jimmy,
but I don't even know if he's going to be there now. I think he may go end up.
I was saying last year.
Yeah. Outside of Jimmy, but Jimmy ain't really went deep. He ain't going out in the deep water where the mags are. You know what I'm saying? He only been out there where the little tiger sharks are.
Not since the bubble.
Right. And
it's the bubble. I know. That's why I threw it out there.
Shaky. So for me, with the turnaround of these young teams, I could see it happening to an OKC. I could see it happening to a Sacramento. I can see it happening to not Boston because they're seasoned now. I could see it happening to who else? Throw something out at me.
Honestly, Cleveland. I don't think they're good enough offensively if Spida leaves. They can get up 3-0 with defense and then team gets hot on him. They can't match him. I could see that. Orlando if they don't get guards.
But these young...
The team that I'm surprised it didn't happen to was the Young Thunder with KD, Russ, and Serge and Harden, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of mouths to feed a lot of young guys. If you're just getting by on talent, it can take you a ways. But I'm almost a little surprised it didn't happen to a team like that before.
Yeah. And so it's a two-way street. If a team gets up 3-0, they got to be a young team. It won't happen, I don't think, to a Denver or nothing like that.
No.
But I also think...
St. Ann?
Let me just say, possibly. I also think it may not happen unless you get more Ant Williams types in the league. If you get a lot of buttercups in the league that are bronzesexuals, you know what I'm saying? You get a lot of them in the league.
That's going in the strictionary.
You get a lot of them in the league. What you got? You got a lot of buddy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of homeboy hookups. And I might
a little BB, a little HH.
I might do a little. We want to get Kobe 80, and I'm gonna foul him. what's his name? Gordon.
How?
Hayward.
Oh, yeah, Gordon. That's right. Yeah.
I'm just going to let him go buck wild. You might get that. You might get all-star action.
Yeah.
And so it can go one or two ways. It may not happen because you got a bunch of softies, Cottonelle soft.
Right.
Or it could happen because you got a lot of youth. So I'm saying 5, but depending on if more Edwards comes in here, I don't see it. I can see it happening. If you get dogs, that's going to want to kill you. Like Rottweiler style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like lion style that go after the juggler. You know what I mean? If you get a lot of them, maybe. But if not, you got Brawny section.
Braun or Brawny? Those are two very different players.
I think Brawny too. He's in
that conversation.
He's built like that too. No, I'm just,
the other way.
Know. We'll see.
The other way it could happen is, what if you have like a Knicks situation where you just slowly keep losing players, right? Let's say the Knicks got up 3-0, and then Brunson goes down, and then DiVincenzo goes down, Robinson's down, Randall's down. What if an older team gets up 3-0, all their stars get hurt, they're top heavy? Or what if, let's say, like the Pelicans,
good point,
get Zion healthy right at the start of the playoffs, and he's able, he misses the first 2 games. They lose the third game to go down 3-0. He gets the rust knocked off, and then he's healthy for the last 4. A team like that with a singular sort of force could come back from 3-0 if it's the right key and the right matchup.
Yeah, I think the right matchup is important because I honestly think if it's anybody but Minnesota with an Ant Edwards type, they get swept.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because they mic'd him up and he told you. He's like, we ain't going home tonight.
Yeah.
And there was moments where Cat was tripping and leadership went to Cat. There was moments where Gobert was fouling. He went to Gobert in his face and was like, Gobert was trying to say, he's like, no, just. So I like that. You need more of those types. Archetypes.
Right. Trivia question for Salt Dogs tickets any day, June 4th through 9th. You already gave some to Milkman. How many NHL teams, National Hockey League teams, have come back from a 3-0 deficit? And how many Major League Baseball teams have come back from a 3-0 deficit? 402-464-5685.
No over.
First person in with the number of teams to come back from down 3-0 in hockey and in Major League Baseball. Salt Dogs tickets are yours. We'll give you the answers coming back from break.
Good point.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com. For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds and an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. See an afternoon high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's truck month at Koppel, and we want to sell them all. Choose between 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list price. Yes, you heard right. That's 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list on select new GMC and Chevrolet inventory. So please make that money-saving drive to Koppel in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit, must trade and finance.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Starter Heyman Jewelry, here to drop some knowledge bombs on how to wow your woman.
Size matters, but not the way you're thinking, guys. Make sure you know her ring size before you even think about popping the question. If you aren't a surprise kind of guy, ask her. I bet she knows her size. If you are a surprise kind of guy, bring in a piece and we can get close to the right size. We will make it perfect for her when the time is right. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Hamann Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back one final time here during On the Block. Austin Norman, Erick Strickland, Megan Walker. DP in the middle. DP, welcome in.
I choose chaos. I'm just letting you know. I'm choosing chaos.
Is that going to be that kind of Wednesday?
Listen. All I know is, Megan Walker out here walking in the room looking at Strick with the side eye because she did the hot ones and Strick won't do it.
I'm telling you right now, I'm shaky.
I'm
real shaky.
She looking at you like looking at you like you small.
I'm old. I'm an old head. I done crossed over the threshold now, my boy.
Yeah, you'll take on Yao Ming, but you won't take on Highway. Come on, bro.
Facts. I'm telling you now, I'm stopping at 5. I'm not going the long haul, boss.
No, you're not going to take the pull-up jumper.
Yes, I'm shooting straight mid-range.
You're not going to put you're not going.
There's a reason Strick stopped at 5. He likes the mid-range.
Yeah, you're not going mid-range. No, you a finisher. I saw the video online.
I'm not so much of a sucker. I'm not going to post up.
You had on the Celtics jersey, and you went and you actually tilted toward the rim. That was not a pull-up jumper, Strick.
Nah.
Okay, I got to call facts,
I don't remember that. That footage is not available.
It is available and it is in current rotation.
Here's what I really need. We ain't on hot wings right now. I did take some of them good wings from Soulful.
Chubbs is doing
bro.
Chubbs
killing the game.
No, okay, but Chubbs has I'm gonna make some people mad, but he has the best potato salad.
Word.
Like he made a big container, and
did he put the green bean? I mean the peas in it, like the Austin Ormans.
No. Chubb. What's it? Chubb's got half the color and all the flavor.
Oh man,
he bright skinned, but he
But here's what I really need.
Chubb's put work in the kitchen, man.
It was
he bought ribs yesterday.
Yeah, I missed that.
And Stricky was calling me out for not bringing it. I'm like, Stricky, I didn't know. It was sprung on me. I would have.
I was so salty yesterday that flight.
The chicken, the drumsticks he brought in.
You felt it also.
He brought in and this was like a dry rub. Yeah. The ancestors was with him in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had some real legacy folks in the kitchen with him.
Now, look, this isn't
bringing that itis.
Yeah,
this isn't literal. This is what us Southern hood folk would say. He put his toenails in that.
He put his foot in it. He put
that ain't literal now. Don't go over there and say, Stricky said that you be putting toenails in.
No. He put his foot in it, man. He went all the way in. He went all the way in.
Toe jam and everything.
He went all the way in, grinded it, right? He grinded it. Like bottom of the foot. Just he made the face. He had to let you know. Listen,
I love it.
He made that sound.
Hey, Crowbait's coming for you, Stricky. He says you can't be elite at 93.7 The Ticket until you at least try hot ones.
I told you I'd go to 5, and I'm stopping. Like I'm telling you now, I'm not doing Megan and
that's called load management.
You know what that's called?
I'm in the 2025.
You know what that's called?
Era.
You know what that's called?
Sucker.
Scott Frost football.
Facts. I'm a part of that team.
Yeah, Stricky, you better than that.
I can't do it.
And listen, I'm gonna hit you with the
I'm not going home crying.
I'm gonna hit you with
the
old
cuddling
school.
my pillow and stuff. I'm not doing.
No, I'm gonna hit you with the old school. Don't make me call your father, man. Don't make me call.
I think Pops would back me up.
No, I think Pops would be like, "Boy, you better go on in there and eat them wings, man."
Let change the subject.
Yeah.
We were giving Salt Ducks tickets away. DP,
yeah,
I know you know the answer to this question.
And then we'll get
give it to me.
How many Major League Baseball teams have come back to win a series from down 3-0?
Yeah.
To win, not just force a game 7,
right? Just
but
to
win.
There, to actually win it. So,
we'll wait. I'm gonna ask the question and then we'll go legal ID. Hold on one second, Mike. So here's the deal. I really just want your opinion because we were getting
and
into
I don't
this
like
discussion.
that team. So just
I know.
Yeah.
We were getting into a discussion, and we started talking about 155-0 as far as teams going 3-0 and winning. We talked about how close Miami came to being a part of that change. But we also saw Kyrie drop. He was 14-0 in closeout games, 14-1 now. I made a statement, but I want your initial, before we get legal ID, or after we get legal ID, I want your initial assessment on what you saw last night and why Minnesota's built different and wasn't going to allow the sweep on last night. Because they've been playing good this whole series, but it was just a little something extra on last night that took this team over the hump. And do you think Dallas is one of those ripe teams? And what type of team? I want to know because I gave an opinion. And what type of team do you think will be the first one to take the fall after the 55-0? We're going to get legal ID real quick, and we'll come right back after this.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
First, what you saw.
Okay, so I'm of the school and the belief that the series should be even.
Okay.
Minnesota's real issue in full is that they were playing Dallas's style of basketball because they just had a youthful arrogance that they're just better than. I'm better than you. And I don't have to do everything I'm coached to do. And then you learn that, well, wait a minute. There's one finisher on the floor. Forget about four. There's one. Kyrie's the only. Listen, miss me with Luka.
At the rim finisher.
Like Luka.
No, Luka's going to want to step back into something.
Kyrie's got chip. And Kyrie has been at the footstool of some of the best.
Some of the best and LeBron, right?
Right. Right?
LeBron.
Y'all not gonna disrespect LeBron.
LeBron.
He better at everything.
Lay flop.
Than whatever we do. You can call him
lay
all
salt.
that, and he still lay rich. So
that's a fact.
So
WTF.
He won.
I ain't mad at him.
You can petty hate, but LeBron's the one. Now, for Minnesota, I think they win game. They win this next one as well, and then it becomes interesting. Because it's a switch of all of the emotions and all the responsibilities, all the accountability switch. Because now, Luka, you're supposed to win. This is the first time that he was supposed to win. And there's a different pressure to when you're supposed to win. Dallas doesn't have any of that. They don't have any of that. Minnesota doesn't have any of it. But what they had was a season filled with people bowing down to their athletic ability. Except for Luka, don't know nothing about the athletic ability. He's not way out there. He's balling. Kyrie and Luka are ballers. Minnesota's loaded with basketball players. Dallas got ballers. They got dogs. And quite frankly, you have to sometimes stare them in the face and say, listen, you could have got me. That dog could have got me. There ain't no one like when you escape from one. Minnesota will get the next one. And then it gets interesting.
Okay. Now, what type of team? Because I say there's two ways to how this can go. Either the record stays intact or it actually happens. What type of team in the next 4 to 5 years of going through playoffs could you see being the first one to get clipped?
Basketball, the NBA is so cyclical now that it evolves literally series to series. And I don't recall. I can go back to the Bullets, and I don't recall the NBA recycling and redirecting as quickly as it has. From series to series and then game to game in the series. You think, okay, big man play from Minnesota will allow some things to slip through the crack because you've got playmakers on the perimeter, but you've got 14 feet of athlete that is purposeful, not necessarily disciplined, not really boundary, not really a thing we understand. Like we have that international 14-footer. It's a little different. These are not dudes from New York or Chicago. Paris is breeding them different now. So you're trying to figure out who that is. I think the next evolution is, and the people who will change and get everybody is a team of dogs.
What did I say?
Think of
Tricky said it.
That's what I said.
Think of your
Celtics
Celtics
come in to make it happen.
Think of your Celtics team from back in the day.
Yeah.
And you weren't the most graceful of teams.
Not at all.
You weren't even the most
big
orchestrated.
What did they call Twan?
Big Chunky.
Yeah. Big
Twan
Big
was
Chunk.
the original Luka.
Big Chunk, man. Look, Big Chunk, man.
Big Chunk.
Look, listen.
I mean, Tony Battine was our center.
So let me.
6'10", 155.
So sidebar. We're in Salt Lake City. We're in Salt Lake City, and Celtics come in. They're on the run.
Mm-hmm.
And Twan,
not my Celtics.
No,
different Celtics.
No. These are the 2004.
Mm-hmm. A couple years after
2005, and they're on a run. And they come to Salt Lake. Now, there's two things in playing Salt Lake for NBA teams. One, altitude.
Facts.
Altitude. Listen, how you run in Boston is not how it's going to go down in Salt Lake City. Them mountains is going to lean on you in the third and fourth quarter. And because of that, when you go to Salt Lake City,
get your sleep.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Go to bed, man. Go to bed. And
it was an import city.
Go to bed, man. No, Strick. You can't import to a place. You imported
Sacramento. Just right over.
Listen, 6-foot blondes everywhere. And guess what? They've been waiting for you. There are 300 Utah groupies in every cycle. For the 12 NBA dudes that come to town, there wasn't no NBA, there wasn't no Major League Baseball, and there wasn't no hockey. So the 12 visiting players, you were about to get got. And Twan coming in like he's the only big chunky coming. D, where are we going, man? Like, I need to know where we can go. There was one place in Salt Lake you can go and say, listen, you want work or do you want work? You want it easy? You want it difficult? You decide. Big Chunk went easy.
Of course.
Went easy. Of course he did. Except he went next level. And to tell you that he came out there and put together a 2 for 15 night the next night. 2 for 15. And he look, they looking at him.
Chucky drinks Hennessy too.
And they looking at him like,
yeah.
You knew. Like, you're not in shape anyway.
And this is the only time you coming in here.
Anyway. And you coming in the pit and go act a fool. Yeah. So Paul Pierce had a conversation with him in the locker room. And I always, immediately after games, I was the lead reporter for the Jazz, but in the visitors' locker room. So I was always first in the pool. I got the visiting coach first, and then I got the star players first, and everybody else pooled around me. And going to the Celtics locker room, interview the coach, go into the locker room, and there in the back, in the shower, fully still in uniform, and it's Paul Pierce, and he is laced. He's putting some word salad together for Antoine, and Antoine Walker looked at him. And he couldn't stop laughing because it was all true. The Celtics left there and then went on the 13-game run. Because that's how the NBA is self-policing specimen. Cellularly, it evolves pretty quickly, depending on who's leading the conversation. And in those days,
this is why Detroit went on that loss streak that they was on. They didn't have that kind of leadership.
You had none of it, and you shut down. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Imagine being in a place with a great legacy of players, elite, legendary players hanging out in your circle, and you telling people, we tired of hearing about the Nasty Boys. We tired of hearing about Zeke. We tired of hearing about Joe Dumars. We tired of hearing about Rodman. Sound familiar? Sound like anywhere you ever been? Yeah. When people tell you that they're not paying attention to the greatness, they are demanding that they stay in a terrible, terrible basement. The NBA next thing. This free season it won't be about the sexiness. Find the 5 most gutter dudes in the NBA who didn't make the Final Four and playoffs. And those guys will win the chip next year.
And we're not talking about.
No, I'm not talking about that. Nope. I'm talking about.
If you know who that is, you know.
Right? Well, quiet is quiet. Cap, Porzingis is that dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
They get him
Porzingis
back,
is
it's trouble.
Without Porzingis, I'm leaning towards the West no matter what.
Facts.
Without Porzingis. But Porzingis has got that Joker thing, except for Porzingis is mad. Porzingis is mad because he thinks he's better than Joker. He's like, wait a minute, I'm way more skilled. He actually said it in the locker room. I'm more skill for skill. I'm better at this basketball thing than Joker is. He's just had a better situation, and I need to kick my own tail. That's why the Celtics will be the favorite no matter who they play against, as long as Porzingis.
Because this is a stage moment.
He has been stalking this moment. And listen, Jalen, Tatum, appreciate you, but Porzingis is going to be the guy, the difference maker in the finals. And then watch what happens in free agency, because there are guys who will play defense and rebound and who like punching people at the rim. Those 3 things will be the next free agent pool in the NBA, and that'll determine who the next year's champions will be.
What's coming up on Old School, DP?
Well, I wanted to have some fun because there's a lot in play. One, the news is busy today. They paying people a lot of money. Not real sure why.
Right.
But I want to know, Austin Orman, if you're the president, owner of a team, is it more important for you to pay the players or pay the coach? Is it more important for you to pay the players or the coach?
There we go. That'll be Old School. Don't forget, tomorrow on the block, as well as all our shows, will be at Cedars, 6601 Pioneers Boulevard. We'd love to see you out there. We're there 6 to 6. Big thanks to Nebco for sponsoring the show. Allo, Sarter, Heyman, all our great sponsors. Most of all, ticket listeners, thank you. It's been a blast. We'll do it with you again tomorrow from Cedars 2 to 4 for On the Block.
And don't be shaky.
Don't be shaky. DP and me, Old School next. See you in a bit.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a